You're watching TV9 News with me, Kishore Barker. After years of planning and deliberation, the central government has now come out with India's first drone policy, the Unmanned Aircraft System Rules 2021, laying down the rules and guidelines for flying, purchasing, and importing of drones in the country. According to the new rules, if you want to buy, operate, or import a new drone, you need to be above 18 years of age and a citizen of India. However, if you want to purchase the drone through your company, the company needs to be registered in India and the chairman and at least 2/3 of the directors needs to be Indian citizens. We spoke to DGCA UAV instructor Rejus Job. Why was the ownership or trading license for flying drones restricted to only Indians?
To answer your question, this was a step taken probably after much deliberation. One, to eliminate monopolistic actions of external players with interests not aligned with our Indian roadmap. Two, to enable private Indian operators to commence providing services within the country, which is an extremely large captive market. Three, I would personally acknowledge that we are slightly behind the world. However, as we rapidly are catching up, to enable the formation of an Indian workforce as to RPS operations, flying services, and to stem the flow of an influx of non-domestic operators. Every rupee generated within the country contributes to the growth and prevents a drain on the forex. We also need to keep in mind the safety and security of India as a sovereign nation, and RPS in the wrong hands can prove to be a formidable instrument of anti-national activity, as already witnessed from arms dropping to illegal surveillance and reconnaissance.
The Director General of Civil Aviation has the full authority to issue licenses to those who meet the prior conditions to purchase, operate, or sell drones in the country. The license can be issued for a maximum of 10 years. Each unmanned aircraft will be assigned a unique prototype identification number. The new rules mandate that the drones must be equipped with global navigation satellite system receivers for horizontal and vertical position fixing, a return to home option, flashing anti-collision strobe lights, and a 360-degree collision avoidance system. So Rejus, how will DGCA supervise drones in India? Is the no permission, no takeoff policy still applicable?
The Ministry of Civil Aviation has taken mature steps to ensure the safe and responsible induction of RPS into the active manned aviation environment through a series of measures, including compulsory education on RPS operations and licensing prior to certification to fly, checks on antecedents, educational qualifications, medical and background verification, applications to specific permits and clearances, and following a policy of internal regulation rather than policing the entire industry, thereby enabling it to grow in an organized fashion.
So Rejus, could you tell us about the no-fly zones identified by the government?
Let me state that there are definite no-fly zones. I can provide a few of them for you as reference. Some would be probably 5 kilometers from the perimeter of the international airports around the country, 3 kilometers from the perimeters of civil, private or defense airfields. Another place could be 25 kilometers from the international border, which includes the line of control, the line of actual control and the actual ground position line, and beyond 500 meters horizontal into the sea from the coastline. Also within 3 kilometers from the perimeter of national installations, military installations, facilities where military activities, exercises are being carried out, within a 5 kilometer radius from Vijay Chowk in Delhi, within 2 kilometers perimeter of strategic locations, vital installations notified by the Ministry of Home Affairs, within 3 kilometers of radius of the State Secretariat complex in state capitals, from mobile platforms such as a moving vehicle, ship or an aircraft, and over eco-sensitive zones that include forests, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries as notified by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change.
What fines will the public face if they violate these rules?
And the list of punishable offences has been laid down. It is the duty and responsibility of everyone involved within the industry to know and understand these rules and regulations. Ignorance and non-compliance will be strictly dealt with as laid down by the new US rules. This is to ensure safety, security, responsibility and privacy.
How will the new rules affect Indian drone manufacturers?
This is a great time to be in the RPS domain that is set to soar in India post the new regulations. With the introduction of the Atmanirbhar Bharat and a host of other schemes designed to encourage manufacture and commercialization of made in India RPS equipment, right from airframes, telemetry, control systems, batteries, flight controllers, motors, propellers, and a host of subsystems including sensors and payloads, the industry is set to fly. Overall, I would say it's a more practical and concrete set of regulations and procedures that have been set in place to boost the UAV ecosystem. We can be sure to see a lot of positive movement in the coming months.
Thank you for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to TV9 News on all social media platforms.